guys don't wear white. They don't wear white. They don't wear white. They don't wear white.
Welcome to Breakfast and BS with Vince and Friends. I'm your host, Vince. And with me is Sergio Stringfellow Top-Down Aloysius Cream Corn Sanchez. And we also have Jonathan Captain One Pancake Low.
It's Mr. One Pancake.
It's a Battlefield promotion, alright? It's until he's dead or we find someone better.
I thought it was super hilarious is that Kirsten was actually there when you said
And producer Virgil.
Walden.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Officially the longest intro
Yeah,
and most random ever.
Yeah.
Did we introduce Johnny Love?
Yes, Captain One Pancake.
That's right. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Battlefield promotion.
See, just like an 80s cartoon. I forgot already.
Just like Captain Crunch. The Crunchberry Wars.
Well, I was thinking more like Colonel Sanders, you know.
Wow, the Crunchberry Wars. That'd be amazing.
It would, wouldn't it? Where was this when I was a child? Just saying, you know, if there were like commercials like celebrating the Crunchberry Wars, that would versus the Captain Crunch versus the Soggies.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
That's all in the old 80s comic books.
Oh yeah. All right. I got something a little something we can all, well, most of us can attest to. Parental guilt. That never goes away. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
You know, just, oh, you never come around no more. Oh, why don't you do that? Oh my God, woman, leave me alone.
I don't get that.
Yeah, you don't. But I'm sure
You're an exception to the rule,
Yeah.
Johnny Love, much like a lot of other things.
I'm always positive. But you know that some people call it Jewish guilt. Some call it
Catholic guilt.
Catholic guilt.
Yeah. Pretty much somehow has to do with religion. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. What do you got, Birch? I know you get it too.
It's not parental guilt as so much it is. I walk into my parents' house. My dad's a totally chill guy. He's like, "Hey, son, how are you?" He actually, has a regular greeting. Whereas my mom doesn't say hello, doesn't say whatever. No, oh, Dad, this guy. He's just. I was like, nice to see you, Mom. How you doing? How was your day? Oh, you know that guy? Yes. I was like, okay, so it's apparently you're a guy or something.
Something, yeah.
Yeah,
Something
it's never anything like. It's never a normal, calm, relaxed greeting. It's always like, here's my problem, son. And it's like, Mom, I just walked in the door.
Well, she's excited to see you.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's her way, and then I always leave the house with tons of crap, because that's my mom's way of, showing affection is like giving you stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, eat this food.
Yeah.
Take this cereal. Take this this soggy asparagus that's been in my fridge for about a week. I'm like, all right.
Hey, just taking care of you.
So
People
anyway,
like soggy asparagus.
so not really guilt, but more like a circus.
But it's a loving circus.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Love is always there.
Yeah.
But Mom, I will find you.
Yeah, I don't know.
I won't lay hands on my mother.
I think it's just
Yet.
Yeah. Oh my.
for me, it's just it's just being sometimes being treated like you're still 12 years old, no matter how old you are. But I don't know. I just take it in stride.
Well, maybe I did have something close to all that, like last month. There was a period for about an entire week. My mom called me. Just an entire week. Never does this. We're not a super close-knit family, but it's a bit out of the norm for her to call me more than once a month. But she called me 4 or 5 days out of 1 week. And every single day, she started the conversation off with something in Thai that I didn't understand, and then told me what it meant. And I was like, I appreciate the lesson, but it's 30 years too late. Why wasn't I being taught this when I was 2?
Yeah,
3?
when your brain could actually absorb it and use it.
I could have been trilingual, mother. Why?
Trilingual? What's your second language?
Somebody could have taught me Thai, and then my sperm donor, as I call him, could have taught me Spanish. I would have been fantastic. But nope. For me, now when Thai merchants call in, I could ask them, hey, what's going on? Or tell them too much, or where is the bathroom? I can't help them with any of their tech support problems, but hey,
Hey, at least you're trying.
Yeah, except the only thing you would have learned from your dad in Spanish is how much is my bail.
Very big possibility.
All right, I got something for you guys. I mean, 2 out of the 4 of us here are very creative individuals. Sergio with his computers, and Virgil with his everything he does.
Pretty much. Virgil's fantastic.
Yes, you've heard the term "perfect man." Virgil's damn near perfect man.
No.
Down to the perfect hair.
You know, voice of a god, hair of a prince. You know, that kind of thing. But, anyways, what is it with a lot of creators and losing their fastball and still being worshipped as gods? Because
That's a good point.
you know, I love comic books, and recently, one of my favorites is The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller. And Batman Year One, you know, Frank Miller's done Batman right. He's done Daredevil right a lot of times. But with The Dark Knight Part 2 and now Dark Knight 3, I'm just like, you've really lost your fastball there, Frank. But people still eat it up like he's taking a shit and they're calling it Rainbow Sherbet. And I see that a lot with like a lot of quote unquote like great visionary creators like Kevin Smith and all that. It's just like, no, you've lost your fastball. Just call it what it is. Like, hey, I'm trying. I don't need my ass kissed so damn much.
But you're humble, though, right? That's the thing. And yeah, a lot of creators might be too, but it's just up to the fans and how they, you know, they're just waiting, right? Hoping for that next, you know, awesome thing, and they might have to wade through some shit.
Right.
But they're still hoping for that, you know, eventually to come back around to something that's, you know, worthwhile, I guess.
Well, I guess you can say that with comic book creators and things like that, I think, you know, they have, well, I think Frank Miller has 2 jobs. He's a writer and he's an artist.
But he's not even a good artist.
Yeah, I know. Well, his art style has just, I don't know, he might have some type of ailment.
I feel he lost his fastball on that.
I mean, he might have gotten older, maybe has arthritis, I don't know. But as far as, like, let's say, okay, so Morrissey, I mean, he puts out albums, and, you know, I think after probably, I don't know, let's say Years of Refusal, things started to go a little, you know, more old manish type of music, you know, and then his last album actually had just a few good songs, but everything else was just kind of like, I don't know, self-serving in a way. But I don't know, it's because I guess after you hit that pinnacle, and then it's just down coasting from there in some ways, but you don't have to stay on that down coast. You can bring it back up again. It's just, I don't know, maybe some people just, maybe they're jaded. I don't know. I can't explain it. But
you know, it bugs me because DC Comics is like, oh, Frank Miller.
Yeah.
We're coming out with 27 different covers for this one comic book.
Oh wow.
For Dark Knight 3 number fucking whatever, and I'm just like, it doesn't deserve it, because everything they're basing the artwork off of for these covers is Dark Knight 1. Nobody gives a rat's ass about Dark Knight 2, and Dark Knight 3 is really just another POS.
Well,
It's
everything's
turning out to
relative,
be-
right? You have to have, not everything can be a home run, right? You got to have some stuff in there that, you know, is kind of the background noise. It's how you gauge, you know what I mean, the stuff that's good. There's got to be some stuff that isn't good.
Right. And then also money can change, you know, effort, because I mean honestly, you know, apologies to any of the Tim Burton fans out there, but like I think I might have mentioned this before, but when I saw Willy Wonka, was it Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah.
I just like, dude, this guy's just collecting a check. I was just,
Yeah.
oh man. And so everything after, it's like begrudgingly I was like, oh, I guess I should watch this, but I can't stand more than 10-20 minutes of it.
Right,
It's
it just
horrible.
becomes the name, so people are like, oh, you know, it must be good because they did such and such, but it's not all, they're not all going to be, you know, winners.
But when you intentionally put out a crapper out there, like, what is?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel like Tim Burton is also resting on his laurels, like creepiness, whatever you want to call it.
Creepy laurels.
Creepy laurel.
I was the original Raper Face. Yeah.
Wow.
So, I actually got some sad news for me personally. Nothing tragic. Just killing my summer television watching. So a show I really love was a show called Graceland. It was on USA Network.
Let me guess, it got canceled.
On a cliffhanger. That's horrible, man.
We got canceled on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Yeah, they ended the season
That's
with
like
a
your
cliffhanger.
Dallas.
legacy.
That is like-
Whatever
that-
show you love, Vince, canceled on a cliffhanger.
It can't. Yeah, another one that got canceled on the cliffhanger. Chosen with the Ozen. It was on FX for one beautiful season.
Check it out. It's worth it.
Yes, look it up. Find the way. It was great. You know, why do all my favorite shows end on a cliffhanger?
Well, you can look at the bright side.
Oh,
The bright
God.
side, my friend, is that this year is Morphicon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure SPD Red will be there. And as I recall, the last time you talked to him about Graceland, he was actually really happy that somebody was watching and recognizing his work other than Power Rangers there.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he'll have some insight for you, maybe the direction where he would have thought his character was going at least. So I mean, I think it's a positive.
He is a cool dude.
Yeah. Well, his character stole a bunch of money and left.
Yeah.
So, this is a little thing I've been wondering. Is lacrosse a sport?
Yes,
Like,
and technically it is.
technically.
No, it's a sport.
I mean, it's basically field hockey for guys. Same thing.
But field hockey is for guys, no?
No.
I don't understand.
It's,
Lacrosse is obviously a sport because you're out there doing something physical. It's when you're doing things like playing blackjack and calling it a sport that it shouldn't be considered a sport.
no, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know if it's the American in me
Well,
or,
let me- why
or
would
what, because,
you-
you know, like, I don't consider soccer a sport. I know
well,
the world
then
does.
okay, then
I
that's-
don't consider lacrosse a sport, you know. I don't know if I watched a little too much Married with Children, and it's just like, if it ain't freaking football, basketball, or baseball.
To tell you the truth, man,
You know.
even basketball now. I mean, I realize that it's a sport that takes skill, but I don't care. It's just so much drama, so many prima donnas.
I don't know. Okay, I actually have have something. So the Ghostbusters trailer came out this week.
Didn't I send it to you?
Yeah, you did. And
I have not had a chance to see it, so I
Okay.
will look at it from a
Okay, well,
Knowing
anyway,
I-
all right. So this will probably not do the trailer for you. Okay,
I don't care about it.
but so this is what kind of confused me, and I actually asked a few people. I said, okay, so in the beginning of the trailer, they put out some text that says 30 years ago, 4 scientists, and actually it should have been 3 scientists and 1 guy.
And really, Peter wasn't that much of a scientist. I mean,
That's true, but he actually
but he had a doctorate in psychology and parapsychology.
Yes, that's true.
But
Right.
Egon and Ray did the work,
Yeah, of
building
course.
everything.
Yeah, but yeah, you are a lazy scientist. But okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so it mentions them, but then when they start the actual trailer, it doesn't. It totally makes it look like it's a reboot.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a sequel or is it a reboot?
I remember it being a reboot.
Why?
That's
Why?
what I- yeah.
Why is it a reboot?
I don't know.
It should be a sequel.
Because Hollywood's in love with that. Because then they can continue. They can just disregard everything that happened in the original movies and take it any direction they want, and they're free to reuse all of the original material. That's the thing. Okay, a sequel means you have to have some creativity. A reboot means you can go back and the same thing happened with Star Trek, right?
I mean, far superior Star Trek.
Shut up. So that's the thing. A reboot means you get to go back and you get to reuse all the same material, call it something new when it isn't. And that's the thing about Hollywood. There's no more creativity.
no,
So
there isn't.
So it's like episode 8.
Don't get me started. Yes, thank you, John.
Yeah,
We can have
loved it.
another podcast dedicated specifically just to that. I liked it too, but it has.
I did not say I liked it. I said I loved it.
Which,
Anyways,
by the way, I did see an article today on Google News that says science has determined that episode 8 is essentially episode 4.
You mean 7, right?
Or-
Episode 7.
I'm sorry, 7, yes.
Yeah. Episode 8. We'll see if there's actually some creativity left in Hollywood.
There isn't. I actually liked some of the trailer. I thought visually it was beautiful.
visually, yeah, the
Visually
effects,
it was beautiful.
yeah,
But the thing I
Yeah.
hate is just how they're trying to justify the girls in this, in the trailer. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're like a super mathematician, no, but
You're
you,
quantum physics and
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
It's like they're
you know,
overcompensating.
Yeah.
Or trying to,
you know,
overselling
it
it.
wasn't like that in the first Ghostbusters. I mean,
no.
you knew who was what.
Right.
You know, Egon's a genius. You know, Ray's smarter, but not as smart. He's the bookend.
No, he's the kid.
Yeah.
He's the kid.
You know, fucking Peter Venkman's the charmer, and Winston's the paycheck.
He's also the soul. I mean, he's
Yeah.
He basically
He keeps it-
he's the connection of
Yeah.
of science to real life.
He's
or
the barometer
or the
of,
society,
yeah.
and that's why I appreciate him.
He has
They
he
need
has seen
that
some
buffer.
shit that'll turn you white.
Yes.
White.
and just in that they're trying to like justify the characters that they've chosen, and I'm like, no, just own it, please.
Yeah.
I might see it because, like I said, visually,
great.
it looked great,
Yeah.
but story-wise, I'm not convinced by any means. Oh man, I got a question for Virgil and maybe Johnny Lowe, because they're martial artists, some more than others. I've dabbled in it. What happened to like just a down and dirty fight scene in a movie? I'm not talking like super over choreographed, like I throw 27 punches, you block each one, but we're just gonna go freaking everything's like highly like when like everybody seems to be like the world's best fighter. I'm talking like what happened to like the slugger in a movie? I missed that.
You mean like the Dolph Lundgren throwdown with somebody?
You dare disgrace the name of Sir Dolph Lundgren?
You
Yes,
can,
I've knighted him.
You can go first on this one, John.
You know, now that you're mentioning it, I don't think that I've recently seen a movie that has.
I'm not talking like a super pretty fight. I mean like, you know, the puncher's chance, you know, in a fight, you know. Like I remember like seeing it in Fast and Furious 7 for the most part when Tyrese and the Asian guy, when Han were fighting the super well trained martial artist, and they were like, "You take him, no, you take him." I thought that was the best part because they were trying to fight ugly, and I missed that because normally you see like they'd both be double teaming him, like the guy they were fighting be blocking each shot, and then he'd be hitting them. Then they'd be coming back with more like pretty flips and blocks and punches and jabs, and I was like, no, like we're regular fighters, like we're gonna come at you with the bro punch, which is just the
haymaker,
haymaker, yeah.
I got nothing.
You got nothing?
It's up to you, producer Virgil.
Oh, Lord.
You do this.
All right, so, so as far as the street fighting type of thing, I kind of put They Live fight scene with Roddy Piper, I forgot the other guy's name, as that is a pure, you know, a slugfest.
Survival, you know,
right? No, pull out anything you can, you know, break someone's back shield with a 2x4, but you know that as far as the martial art movies today, they all want to see all the flippity foos and unnecessary, you know,
you just see that in action movies in general now. They're just so freaking highly coordinated, and I'm like,
well, they want to duplicate everything like that was successful.
I think it was Fast 6, by the way. I think 7's the new one with Tony Jaa, so we all know how that one goes.
Yeah. In any
I
case,
love Tony Jaa. How dare you?
Yeah, Tony Jaa's awesome.
No, but I'm just saying, well, he takes on Paul Walker, and it's a highly detailed fight while they're flying off a cliff.
Right.
Just saying, Tony Jaa could take Paul Walker anytime.
Right.
He
Well,
won that fight. Paul Walker.
In any case, I feel that there's a lack of just bare knuckle fighting because you know people want to see pretty stuff all the time, and it's like, you know, but then it becomes predictable. Mm-hmm. So I think what it is that they're trying to follow a standard, and you know, and I know some people in the Hollywood industry who they change their tune every so often. Like, oh, that sucks. Oh, that was so yesterday. Oh, they're like, so it's got to be like this now. And so it's a pattern. It's not. It has nothing to do.
It's like
with
zombies versus vampires or whatever, right? In Hollywood, where it just kind of comes around and sticks around for, you know.
Well, you know, but zombies have been around for a long time. I mean, they've been
so
around
vampires
since,
too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of like putting out 2-3 movies,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, that all have to do with it. It's been a while since we had a zombie flick. It's not like during the zombie land.
Yeah.
Zombie martial arts from space.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Don't
Don't
let
give away
that-
ideas.
Yeah.
But you know, but no, that's I think that's my take on it, because not a whole lot of just street fighting anymore. It's because everyone's like, oh, you know, we're a skilled society now, so let's use our skills. And
I'm sorry, not everybody shows up for that freaking Taibo class on a Sunday
Yeah.
or Saturday morning to learn all this kind of fighting.
Well, I think I was actually watching Training Day. For some reason, my dad was watching Training Day the other day. I was over at my parents' house, and we saw there was a kind of a back alley street fight, and you get the feel of like, oh god, it was just painful. I think it was is it Ethan Hawke?
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke is fighting with
two bums.
The two bums, who were trying to rape, the girl.
Yeah, but then Training Day was also like what 15 years ago.
Right.
Before things started getting
but
more pretty.
Even 15 years ago, though, they would have had the technology to kind of. But I mean, that's the whole creative license, right? I mean, that was the whole purpose of that scene was to show you the gritty street fight. But now, a lot of movies now, like Vince is saying and Virgil's saying, even though it's supposed to be the gritty street fight, it ends up being somehow someone's doing a kickflip off of a dumpster, and just shit that you probably would not see.
So I have a question. I guess this is mostly going to be geared towards Vince,
Okay.
since Vince and I were hanging out last night watching, the fights, UFC 196, and since we're talking about martial arts, so I very much have a routine in the morning, and part of that routine is to look at Google News or read something, whatever.
Yeah.
So, with regards to last night's two big fights, Tate versus Holm, go Cupcake, and
Congratulations.
you deserve it. Good work. I'm very happy for you. And then McGregor versus Diaz.
Yeah.
Holm versus Tate, I think Vince and I could probably both say went about the way we would expect it. Tate making Holm come to her, and it was good strategy for her. And then she had to take the big risks in round 5. So cool, great for her. That one played out how I'm sure everyone envisioned it would. Now with McGregor versus Diaz, and this is where I want your opinion, Vince, because last night we were talking about it, and I know I mentioned that one told me that McGregor looked huge and he put on a lot of weight, like not like fat weight, but like he got like muscle bulk. I totally didn't see that in last night's fight. I didn't think he looked any bigger. And the other thing is, Diaz does not. In the span of that fight, he did not look to me like he was a professionally trained fighter. He really did not. He looked like he was throwing the bro haymakers and sloppy kicks. And I read at least 2 to 3 different articles this morning that were talking about what an amazing fight McGregor versus Diaz was. And I have no idea where they're getting that from.
Cause I think they're saying that because it was an entertaining fight. They pushed the tempo. It wasn't.
On the ground for like 2 minutes,
It's not. They're not on the ground for freaking 20 minutes. They're not trying to back up and
Grappling,
run. And it was very much come at me, bro. And that's what makes it an exciting UFC fight. That's what you want to see. Is you want to see the guys freaking slug it
Actually
out, kick it
engage.
out. Yeah.
Even if it looks a little unrefined.
Like I loved the Holmes Cupcake fight, but let's face it, rounds 3 and 4 you could throw out the fucking window because they were boring. Because they were just freaking
feeling each other out.
Yeah, feeling each other out, checking the reaches, trying to make something happen, but not that
Sizing
much.
each other up.
In round 5, Tate had to push the tempo to make it her fight because champion's advantage goes to the cards.
Right.
Well, with Diaz, he's been in martial arts for 20 years or however long it is. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. It doesn't mean it's pretty.
No. And I can add to that too. A lot of, if you look at Royce Gracie's punches and kicks, it doesn't look pretty. But Nate Diaz, his strength is in his jiu-jitsu. It's not in his striking skills.
I think Diaz did a great job of pushing that tempo and using his size advantage, which Conor McGregor was not used to because he's used to fighting at a lower weight class.
And guys his size.
And guys his size and or smaller. Usually he's the big man in the match. So it is, as somebody that wrestles a lot of smaller guys in the ring, you have to change your style for that for the most part.
Or you can hurt somebody, right?
Yeah, or you can hurt somebody, or you can get hurt. And I find it a little more difficult when I'm wrestling somebody my size or just a little bit smaller than me, because I'm not used to that. And I think that was just a little bit of a mind fuck for him. Just because this is not,
what I'm used to.
Yeah, not what I'm used to.
It's the fat clown that couldn't get light.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Nick Diaz was his fat clown that couldn't get light.
So I think this then is going to turn into this for me. Does this mean that McGregor should just stick to his
weight class.
his particular weight class and give up on ambitions of moving up to lightweight?
No.
Or
I think he's gonna defend his championship, but he's also gonna start bouncing around in weights to test himself. He seems like that kind of guy that will test himself. I mean, he might want to go after Diaz again just to avenge that loss. I mean, and he'll be entertaining all the way through it.
that's what I do enjoy about McGregor. He's definitely an entertainer, and I think he understands that. But I'm being told we need to hit the go home.
Yeah, we're over time.
So let's just leave it with that. I guess we'll come back to it. And John Jones versus Cormier, next UFC fight. Huzzah.
All right. So you can follow Sergio on Facebook at Sergio Sanchez. Follow Johnny Lowe on Facebook at Delicious Low Shizzle, and on Instagram at Jonathan Lowe 619. Help support producer Virgil on StillIll.net, San Diego's tribute to Smith and Morrissey, and on Instagram at StillIll/SmithsMoz tribute on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Maldecido1904. And thanks for stopping by. I'll get the check.